First day back, everybody happy?
Yeah, it's been great to obviously see the new lads come in and spend some time, and we've got them in quite early, and they've had that time, got the body fats done, got the breakfast, and sort of the first hour and a half was probably just a day of them getting to know each other and just having some social chats. Then we got into the work at 11 o'clock, which, if I'm being honest, it's what we're all about. It's what we all enjoy. You're planning this day, you're planning the pre-season. We've been planning it now for 4 to 6 weeks, and it comes together that first day, and it's great because all footballers speak the same language, and certainly we speak it around here. Hard work, and we've had a tough day on the training ground, and they've all committed fantastically well to it. So delighted with the first day's progress, really.
Is there a kind of relief when you get that first session underway?
A lot of planning goes into quite a lot of sessions, but I think your first one, we didn't know where the numbers were going to be. I've done the same session with 24 players. I've done it with 20 players, and today we had sort of 16 players doing it, because there's a bit of carryover with a few sort of slight injuries we've got. So it was a case of you want all the detail right. We made a tweak to it from last season. We had our results from last season. It's a real barometer to the work that the lads have done over the summer, and then that gives me an indication how to plan the first week from how the lads come back, and they've come back in fantastic nick. And we've added some younger signings to that as well, and they've always, when I spoke to them, it was a case of them coming in real hungry guys to come in and fight for a place in the starting lineup.
Players leaving, lost Chris Hussey, Danny Rose. Was that always part of the plan to shift some out the door?
I think the plan was to bring players in, develop them, and then if the opportunity arises that they can move on, or they have to move on, then you create an environment that you're trying to make players better and focus. And when I look at someone personally like Chris Hussey's development from the guy who walked into the building to the guy that left, it's absolutely pulls apart. He wasn't getting in Burton's team. Then they were playing him on the left wing. And now he's become an established left back, in League One, and obviously one of the fancied teams, and possibly the team with the biggest budget has been able to, acquire his services. And he's one of the first signings that Sheffield and Chris made, Chrissy Wilder. So they were chasing him as soon as he got the job, really, Chris, and obviously Alan Nill, and there was a signing. And when a club of that ilk comes in for one of your players, and
it's kind of hard to turn them off into a club that size.
Well, it's not just Bury turning them off. The player always finds out. The agents, and agents play a massive part in transfers. They always will, and they always do, and they do become more vocal, and they do become more productive, and certainly that's the time that they're working in the off season. The agents, it's time for them to earn the money. So very difficult to keep that information now away from players. And with Chris, he made it quite clear that he wanted to go and challenge himself at Sheffield United. Danny was probably a different one. He was as a player that I wanted to develop, and he didn't get as much game time as what potentially he should have got. Or I think because of the calibre of strikers, and Louis coming back after January, after being at Crewe, it limited his game time. And I think that we've done a deal that suits certainly our club. Mansfield are having a real go this season. They want him to spearhead the promotion, as he helped us with promotion. And I think if he goes and makes games and becomes the striker that he could potentially become, and a real striker of a lot of goals, then we'll profit the other way, with the selling that we've done and the deal we've done. So I couldn't guarantee Danny games next season, and that's where the decision was made. And I think that's important now. He's not a young kid anymore, Danny. He's got to go out and make games, or really nail that position down. And they wanted him. They've been chasing him as soon as the season finished. So but we wish him nothing but the best of luck, and I'll be certainly looking out for how they do. And I've got a lot of ties to obviously Danny Rose and Chris Hussey, who has found a home here and found real support, and it's given him a real lift off for the rest of his career.